Hello, anyone who comes into this live today. It has been one, but it's been fun. Let's see, do we have anyone on a Monday? Yeah, just in the meantime, I'm just out here. I put up another shelter today. And hey, Coach Lamont, how you doing? One Detroit, how you doing? Williams, how you doing? Hey guys, thanks for taking some time out on your Monday. It's really not good. You're going in and out on your streams. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm trying to move a little bit. I don't know. I hope this is better. I hope it doesn't go out. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Carbon. Yeah. Hey guys, this has been one of the most I want to say frustrating days. Hey, Sticks Outdoors, how you doing, man? This has been a wild day. I came out here to prepare for a overnight the next weekend, and I did not want to spend all of my time harvesting wood. Hey, J3, how you doing? And I didn't want to spend all my time harvesting wood. So I said, today I'm going to come out and I'm going to harvest some wood and do some, some large pieces of wood. And I started out by putting up this, it's called a TIPI Tarp, somewhat like a conical tarp, something like a, conical tarp, somewhat round. I don't know if you can see it over there. If I go over there, I'll go over there in a few minutes, but I'm hoping that the reception doesn't go out. And I was going to show on the video how I put it up, but I put it up the first time and it was really, really way too low. Hey, Bonds, how you doing? It was really, really too low. So I took it down, I put it up a second time. It was really too high. It was when it was low, it was sagging. When it was too high, it wasn't enough room to lay down. So the third time, it turned out okay. And I don't want to mess with it anymore. But let me just show it to you real quickly. I hope the reception doesn't go out. But if you can see it, this is it's a TIPI TIPI tarp, and it does have a floor in here. So this is what I'm going to have for next weekend. And I'm going to have a fire right here. Hey guys, but this is the wood right here. Let's see if you can see. This is the wood. Well, let's see if you can see it. This is the wood that I cut today. And it's only 3 pieces, but it's sorry about the movement, but I'm gonna go back over here and sit down. That wood tired me out. It really tired me out. I've only done 3 pieces, and I think for an overnighter, I'm going to need at least 6 pieces of wood that size. And then I have wood over here. There's a lot of wood that's smaller that I can really buck up next weekend. But I did not want to spend all of my time next weekend processing wood. Because when I'm out for an overnighter, some random dude, how you doing? When I'm out for an overnighter, I really don't like sleeping at night, because if I harvest and process all of the wood, I want to see it burn. Let's see who's in. Some random dude. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't want to miss a P. AB with the pink emoji. How are you doing? I don't want to mess up your name. A Templar, how are you doing? Thank you. I'm glad. But you know what? Honestly, I took this shelter for granted. I said, "Oh, only thing you have to do is just put up a ridge. Only have to put up a ridge line and use a couple. I think it was like seven tent pegs." I said, "No problem." I didn't get it right until the third time to demonstrate how I put it up at a time. And this is one of those days that I don't even feel like cooking. I brought some potatoes with me and I was gonna boil them, but I don't feel like doing that. Only thing I've been eating are these I've been eating these granola bars and drinking Gatorade. And 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 it's like I don't even want to make a fire because that's processing more wood. So I don't even feel like doing that. But I just wanted to come and I've been to this location before, and I wanted to come here because I know there is a lot of hardwood and there's a lot of fat wood. So starting a fire would not be difficult at all, even if that will block the rain. And okay, guys, sorry about that again. Yeah, I think it's going in and out because I'm less than 50 yards away from the road, from the highway. I valley, which they, so it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, this is one. I don't know. Have you guys had going to be easy? I'm just going to set up this all day, just bucking up wood. I'm telling you, I'm so tired right now. I'm not bulking up any more large wood today. I brought some potatoes. I have this nice lemon pepper seasoning with some ketchup. And I said, I'll just do something quick. It's going to be a lot more fun or easy just stopping on my way home and get me a nice veggie pizza. Hey, KP, how you doing, man? How's everything in Louisiana? Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, this can go wrong. It's going to go wrong. And but like I said, the thing is I really want more wood. I don't want next week. Because what I want to do is come out here. I'll do some wood processing, but I actually want to sleep about maybe 3 hours before it's really dark, so that when I make the fire, I can really enjoy the fire. To me, when you stay overnight, that's the highlight. You might need some more calories. Yeah, you know what? Today, I don't know. Today it's like I don't even want to build a fire. It's just like frustration. But because I know if I build a fire, I'm gonna have to split some wood. I'm gonna have to make some feather sticks, and I'm drinking all the water. I usually have a full. Yeah, guys, I apologize for that. But like whatever water I have, I'm consuming that water day. I'm not making a fire, but I'm gonna process some more out here. But it's just like I'm taking me a much needed break. Came out this morning. It was really cool. I have another shirt, and I thought I would be wearing that all day. I'm just down to one layer of clothing now. It's like the temperature has gone up. So yeah, yeah, man. But that wood, I'm telling you, I don't know if I mean this saw. I've had it maybe 2 or 3 years, and it's a saw from a big box store. Since it's orange, you know what it is, and and it cuts well, but I'm thinking about just buying another one. And I like this saw. The reason why I like this saw is because, okay, it's not a buck saw, it's not a bow saw, so I'm not limited to the diameter of the wood. But I think this thing really needs sharpening. And I think to sharpen it, I mean, that's a task. I've asked a lot of people, and they basically are saying, "Oh, if you don't have anything else to do, yeah, sharpen it, but you may as well buy another one." And I have a few other saws. I have a Baco Laplander. I always bring that one out into the bush with me. Are you doing, Pilgrim? Yeah, I always bring that one out into the bush with me. But man, this thing, it made me work today. Honestly think, I'll probably get another one, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to see if I can sharpen it. All you need is a file to sharpen it, and it makes a good weapon. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I think it does that even without sharpening. But just for the fun of it, and just to learn about sharpening saws, I think I'm gonna try it anyway. But you know, I think the saw that I really needed today would have been a silky saw, so a Katana Boy, the 500. I've used those before. They cut like butter, but I don't want to pay the price for those right now. So, but I really thought I would have maybe like 5 or 6 pieces of two telephones with me. I have another phone with me, and the reason why I carry two phones is in the event that, hey, Eric King, how you doing? I carry two phones with me in the event if I lose one or I drop one. I have this old flip phone that if I call my number, it's gonna ring. So you guys, and I carry two solar battery packs. I think they are 8 watts, and I have used them before. They will charge up the phone. I remember I was out one night and I was using this phone because I hadn't used it in a while, and I was on the phone for about an hour, and the phone just went dead. So I used one of those battery packs, and it charged it back up to like 100%. So I have, excuse me, I have those two solar battery packs, as well as another battery pack that's not solar. But when I come out here and I'm doing an overnighter, I have 3 solar battery packs. I don't know. Again, I apologize, guys, for the internet, but I always make sure that I have a way to communicate. Tell. Okay, it says I'm buffering going on. Yeah, I think, yeah. I apologize, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this has been one. This is just part of the strange day. But yeah, this has been. I mean, it got to be a strange day when I don't even feel like making a fire, even though I'm not tired. Um, I'm just um, I just I would probably feel better about processing larger pieces of wood because it was like no big deal, man. I'll cut wood all day, cut wood all day. But when you cut wood all day, then you're missing out the fun part of just sometimes just being able to chill and take a nap or something like that. Plus, there's something else I want to build here, and I don't want to spend my time harvesting wood and so forth. And then I'm going to have to hide this wood. Even though there's wood that's been here since last year and no one's touched it, something just tells me with these large pieces of wood, I'm just going to pitch them back there somewhere, throw a bunch of leaves over them. And even if it rains and they get wet, that's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem because I know as long as, even if the wood is wet, it can be dried out because the middle of the wood, I don't know about saying always, but the middle of the wood is going to be dry. And once you get, I think, once you just get a flame going, you can you can get the fire going. You may have to nurse the fire a while, but nevertheless you can, and to me that's one of the challenges. Wow, I can hear mosquitoes or something. But yeah, once you if the challenge for me, it's like I'm gonna get the fire going regardless. I'm not gonna be boiling any potatoes today. That's for sure. Configuration is like, yeah, I'm gonna make this configuration. Thanks for joining in. Days in the bush and those strange days. Hey, Vester, how you doing, man? Cooking over an open wood fire right now. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I'm abandoning the fire today. I'm not going to make a fire. I don't know, man. I have this thing about, I say I'm not going to saw any more wood today, but I think I am. I think I would really feel comfortable having at least five large logs that are going to burn all night. Of course, I'm not going to burn them all at one time. And I can assure you, the thing about it, I remember about 2 years ago, I had wood this exact same size. It took me to completely burn all of that wood. But I like those heat because, and if the five components of that fire, that ferrocerium rod, something fluffy for your tinder, your kindling, thumb size or finger size or smaller, and then getting wood that's at least an inch in diameter for your fuel. And of course, we got all of this wonderful air. And so with that, I think you can get a fire started anytime. Because I see guys starting fires in the snow, thunderstorms. So yeah, I used to think fire was a big deal. Well, it is a big deal. But yeah, making the fire in the woods, that's not the challenge anymore. The challenge is actually setting up your well, I don't know about setting up the shelter. I don't know. I think the challenge that I'm looking for is navigation. As a matter of fact, and my intended purpose now, and I have a GPS system as well, but I'm using this. Let me see if I can get it out of my pocket here. I'm using this silver. So now, my bearing is north 230, 238 to 236, which I know I'll be going out here south as like 210, 216. 216 would take me back to my car. So, I'm doing a lot of practicing with the compass, because with the compass, I think the compass is so important. I never knew there was so much to learning the compass. Longitude, and your latitude. Latitude is east and west. I mean, a lot of times I'm going back to my car. I'm using the compass. It'll take me back, but it's like I'm 50 yards away from my car. That's because that's where the latitude comes in. But I think once you get a map, you get a topo map of the area that you're going to, you won't have a problem at all. But also, just as a backup, if that does not work, I use this GPS system. This is a Bushnell. But this tells me how far I'm away from my car. And if the compass doesn't get me back, at least I know this will. But where I am right now, I don't even need a compass. I mean, I just walk straight up and I'm on the road, and then I'll make a right and walk about 200 yards, and I'm at my car. But I like to still practice just using my compass. But yeah, I'm gonna come out and do some squirrel hunting, and you know, I'm just gonna be focusing on just going wherever. Really, what I'm gonna be doing is some scouting for deer season. Go find a creek bed somewhere and just chill out and see what comes through there. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And there are quite a few, well, not a lot of people, but there were some people out this morning. They were out squirrel hunting. So, I heard a couple of shots, but nothing to fret about. I mean, like I said, I'm down here in the valley. So, and the valley is it's not hard getting out of here. You're slightly uphill, but I've done that before. So, hey, we are the resistance. How are you? Yeah, so anybody got any good news for bushcrafting or prepping, survival, first aid, anything like that, canning? Yeah, I'm still stocking up on my canned foods. When I go to the store, every time I go to the store, if it's one can, two cans, it's just like I close my eyes and pick up some veggies or some fruit, something like that. I'm always picking up something that just in case. But that's what I've been doing. I'm really trying to learn this bushcrafting well. And I think the only aspect again is that I think once you spend great, that's good. But I want to get to the point I'm here like 3 nights, 4 nights, and Phil's about building a Dakota fire this weekend. Yeah, man, Dakota build. But the first time I did a Dakota fire, oh, it wore me out. I dug the fire pit about, I'm gonna say almost like 3 feet deep and about 12 inches. And then about 12 inches, I dug out the oxygen tank as well and made the little canal. You're supposed to use a digging stick to make the canal. I used my $10 gas station knife, to make that canal. So but I cooked on it. That's what I used. I went and got me some green wood, and I actually made a little grill, and I cooked on it. But yeah, Dakota fire, really, really good for stealth camping, really good. But yeah, but I basically now my fires are basically like all upside down fires. That's my thing is that you know how you're supposed to build a fire and get it burning from the bottom. I always build mine. I put all the logs a butt together, and then I crisscross them, and I'll do that a couple of times, and I just throw some tinder up there, and once I get a fire, get some flames, that those coals eventually going to drop down to the bottom, and I found that to be the easiest way for me anyway. But yeah, so yeah, that's a good uh, that's a good lesson. The Dakota fire, really good. Yeah, and the thing about the Dakota fire, the main objective is to keep the flames at ground level or below. I've never been successful in that, but also found out that when you are doing a Dakota fire, your main objective is not to produce any smoke, which means all of your wood must be dry. If there's any moisture on that wood, it's going to create some smoke. So you might, and I didn't know that when I built my Dakota fire, but also when you build it, I understand that you should be under foliage, and that's going to help block the smoke. But yeah, Dakota fires, I've seen a lot of them. I think I've made a Dakota fire maybe 3 times. But yeah, but you know what I haven't done? I haven't done a bow drill, or I haven't done a hand drill. And I think when I do the hand drill, I'm gonna try it with gloves on instead of just, using the bare part of your hand here. I'm gonna try it with gloves. For some reason, I think the hand drill would be easier than the bow drill, because with the bow drill, you got to make the spindle, you got to have the hearth board. There are a lot of components you have to have. Um, and if you're trying to get all of that in the woods, you have to have the right woods to start off with. But I understand there are some kits that you can get to practice those bow drills. But I think I'm going to try a hand drill. Also, there's something called the plow drill. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's basically, for example, like if you have this stick and you make the stick somewhat sharp, and you have I don't know, you have another, like a hearth board, and you just run this back and forth to create friction, and that's a plow drill. I haven't tried that. So the plow drill, or the plow fire, the bow drill, and the hand drill. I haven't done those three. Those are the three. For some reason, I just haven't. But yeah. So let's see here. Damn it, bow. Yeah, but that it's a challenge. But I just haven't done it because even though I think I can make feather sticks. It's still like you still when you want to make the perfect fire. And I still haven't done that. The last couple of fires, especially when the wood was wet, one fire, I had to nurse that fire for about I'm going to say 45 minutes to an hour, just to keep it from going out. Because one of the keys is having enough. I fill this bag up with kindling, like pencil size. And I think that's one of the keys. You got to keep putting that kindling on those coals, then you're okay. But yeah, and using the bellow, man, that fire, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour, that fire kept me working. Using the bellow, which is something like, and you just continuously blow air through it to provide oxygen or air to the fire. But yeah, that thing, it wore me out. But I don't know. That's a challenge to me. It's like, if it's wet, it's like, I'm gonna show the wood that I can dry you out. But now again, I'm looking forward to just going further. Because I go to locations that I'm really familiar with. I've been for the first time and spend the night there. At night, it's a different picture. I don't know if you guys have ever heard trees rub together, or if you've heard a field mice running through the woods at night. I mean, it makes a lot of noise. Or if you hear a deer off a distance, I mean, those are the only things I've really heard. Of course, you're going to hear some coyotes at a distance, but I've never worried about coyotes. The only thing I worry about are the cats, mountain lions or bobcats or something like that. Because they're very, very quiet, and they usually with my I can see out of them. TIPI Tarp. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to mark the trees. I'm going to mark where I have my ridge line, because it was really tricky. This looked like a very, very simple shelter to put up. But again, it took me 3 tries. But hey, that's learning and practicing, It's learning and practicing. But yeah, so yeah, man, it's really, the sun is shining somewhat, but yeah, but this is I don't know, this is big. I've never had a day like this in the bush. Never. And it's like I'm not even hungry. I have no desire to cook anything, because my mind keeps saying, just cut one more log, just one more log. And this last one when I was doing, it's like, man, I can tell, I really can tell this saw is not what it used to be. I mean, if you've been sawing through wood for 2 years and you've never, it's seen, it has seen its better days, you know. But yeah, I just want to. I'm gonna find a good place to hide this. I mean, if you see this wood over here, guy. This wood has been over here for, I don't know. I made a chair out of that wood. So, you know, I've never come to the woods and anything. I have come to my location before, and I've found a couple of cans or something like that. It's like, well, someone's been through here, but I'm gonna build a shelter one day. It's gonna be a debris shelter that I don't have any intentions of ever taking down. As long as I don't use any man-made materials, no paracord, anything like that, I can leave it up. And for anyone that wants to use it, if they're coming through the woods, hey, have at it, you know, because I'm just going to build it. And this time, I'm going to build it tall enough that I can stand up. I built one before, and with me being 6 feet, and the entrance was like 3.5 feet, man, it was a task getting in and out of there. And especially at night, you get out to feed the fire, you wiggle your way back in. Then it's time to get up 30 minutes late and throw some more fire. Because I don't know if you guys know, if you have large pieces of wood, there's a concept that oh, I don't have to feed that fire anymore. But you do. Even though you have large wood, you still have to have smaller wood to keep that fire going. And that's why they say it's really good, like if you're doing an overnighter, to be with someone so that you can rotate getting up, feeding the fire. And I did that with a guy once before. I mean, it worked out so well. I think we probably went to bed maybe every hour and a half. One of us just automatically got up and fed the fire. I mean, there was no communication like, oh, it's your turn, it's my turn. We just knew, okay, I'd wake up, I'd see him feeding the fire. He'd wake up, he'd see me feeding the fire. And I think we did that till about maybe 6:30 in the morning. So, yeah, I built a, what's that? A weave lean-to shelter in the state park years ago. It's still there. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think people really appreciate that. If someone sees that, I think, and they're really into camping, bushcrafting, or wilderness, they know the effort that a person put into that. And I mean, the shelter, I had a shelter right over here. And again, it was just too small for me to get in and out of. And it took me 3 days. I came on 3 straight Sundays. But I got kind of carried away. I was gonna build a lean-to, and then the next Sunday I wanted to add another wall, and the next Sunday I wanted to add another one. So, but this time I'm going to make it tall enough that I can stand up. I can that it will accommodate at least 2 or 3 people. But the finding the wood. Um, but the secret is actually see all of this. But how much of this green dead standing wood? Now a lot of this wood that's on the ground, hey, I will use it, but I know it's going to have moisture in it, and sometimes it just has to become rotten. But to me, wood is wood and it's going to burn. But yeah, I don't cut anything green down. I mean, can you imagine how long it takes a tree? Some of the trees I'm looking at, I mean, if you look, I don't know if you guys can see up there, but can you imagine how long it takes that tree to get that length, cutting greenery and things like that. But yeah, so but this is a nice shaded area. It's a nice shaded area, and again, this really has a lot of good wood here. It's a lot of hardwood. There's a lot of fat wood, and once you get your fire going with this wood, as a matter of fact, I've even taken some of this wood home. I just have it in my garage, and I say I'm going to put it in my fire pit. But that wood is energy. You know, if you really need some heat, let's say your heat goes out, or if my heat goes out, I would definitely go to my backyard and I get some of that wood. I would throw me a tarp up and a bedroll, and I will be fine. So wood is a great resource for energy, for electricity, for water. I mean, it's so valuable. The wood is just so valuable. Wood is fire. Yeah. It's that's why a lot of people say, well, if all the electricity and shift happens and all of that, I'd say, you know what, we prepare as best we can. But I know that, every time I leave here, I'll take a piece of wood. You know what? But it adds up. It adds up, and I probably have enough wood that I probably could stay out my backyard 2 days, because I'm gonna keep the fire going. But it's wood, and then sometimes I use wood just to practice with making tri sticks and notches and things like that. So, but I'm glad that in my jurisdiction that they do allow you to take some of the wood with you. They even have a sign saying you can take wood as long as it is not green and you are not using it for commercial purposes or resale. So, yeah, I just don't know what is going on with the connection in the valley. These kind of problems for. Uh, I'm Max. Greetings from Russia. Hey, I'm doing fine, man. Hey, I definitely appreciate you dropping in, man. That is wonderful. All the way, I'm reaching all the way over to Moscow. So here again, bushcrafting, camping, survival, wilderness. It is a universal thing. They say music is a universal language. I think being out in the bush, it's universal. I mean, we're all part of nature, no matter where we go. I'll tell you an interesting story. Um, Even like bikes. Pedaling bikes, riding bikes, Tour de France, so on and so forth. It's a universal thing. I was over in Paris, France. I think it was in 1999. I was at this biking event, and I had a mechanical problem. Do you know 4 other guys, none of the same language? We did not speak the same language, but we were able to communicate to repair my bike. So that's why I say just by pointing and nodding our heads, and that's one of those memories that you like you're attached to. It's just like when you hear squirrels, very, very distinct barking sound. And from what I know, squirrels, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So, just being out here in nature, it's a universal thing, a universal language. Even when you walk, there's a certain way to walk when you're hunting, you just don't constantly walk. Take a couple of steps, stop. I start with my heel, roll my foot to the side and roll it to the ball of my foot, 2 or 3 steps, and I'll stop and just listen. And because if you just walk constantly, the deer know that, oh, you're not. And the thing about it, animals can spot you so far away. The squirrels, the turkeys, the deer, they can win you so far away. They know when you're not there. So, it's just like, and that was a strange sound. Acorns falling. If you're not used to hearing that, I think that would make a person just like think, what was that? But you get used to just hearing certain things fall when it's windy. You get used to hearing together. Even you've heard trees fall. You can just tell. Yeah, that's that's just, yeah. And even though today it's been like, I don't want to say frustrating, but it totally was not what putting up a tarp. I mean, I had this thing packed in my mind. I went over this thing so many times, but that's why it's like, I'm glad I did not wait until the day of to come out here and do it. And today was just to come out here and practice it. And it took up more time than, so, and then I'm going to have to cut more wood, but it won't be such a process because I do want to get some relaxation before. I mean, where I have my shelter now is exactly where it's going to be next week. So, and I'm going to use that same type of shelter. The only thing that I'm going to do different, I'm going to put a bed, and I'm also going to have a bedroll on top. I'm going to have the bedroll underneath so no debris will poke a hole in the tarp. And then I'm going to have another bedroll on top of the floor portion. So that's going to give me extra padding. And even if it was cold, that's at least, I want to say those two are about an inch, off the ground. Yeah, see, now that was something very weird over there. A deer would not come this close to me. I don't know what it was, but anyway, and I know it's not a squirrel, and it's not a bear. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do next week. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do next week. And I'll be pretty comfortable. But yeah, I'm just so surprised, man, that cutting this wood. I'm almost positive my saw is not as sharp. It really needs to be sharpened because I never had that much, never exerted that much energy cutting a log that size. And again, I counted the rings. I mean, I know I don't know how accurate that is, or if I overcounted or undercounted, but yeah, that's a log or sufficient, but pieces that large. But yeah, so and and let's see if I have these other things in my pocket. There's some type of fruit candies or something. So they're very healthy for you. I've been nibbling off of those. I've had 2 bananas, and I've been drinking sports drinks. Keeping the electric lights in me. But yeah, it's just I guess every bushcrafter have one of those days that it's like it just didn't go right. But I got the teepee tarp, and the strange thing about this, it says teepee, TIPI, teepee tarp, and it's uh it's 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 a conical shape. Um, so I mean, and it covers me 3 sides. So yeah, it'll be the first time. But here again, when I'm here, I mean, sometimes I fight to sleep because I want to see the fire, and I mean, it's really something. There is a tree which I cannot cut, so these these I'm gonna throw these. I'm gonna hide these good somewhere. And see, this is the green tree that is gonna be right in front of the fire. So So, but yeah, this is the shelter I'm gonna have next week. Um, this is the shelter